Hello and welcome to Smart IQ online classes. This is Venkatesh B. Patil. Today I am going to discuss in the polity series the very important topic, the central government part 4. That is a continuation part, central government part 4. In central government part 4, the very important topic, that is parliament. The very important topic, parliament. What are the agenda for the today's sessions? The constitutional position of the parliament, the constitutional position of the parliament, its composition, and the very important two houses of the parliament, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, their election process regarding the members of the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, and Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha members qualifications and their disqualifications, and also the speakers of the Lok Sabha and deputy ex-officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and the parliamentary devices are tools, and also the sessions of the parliament. So these concepts we will discuss in very detailed manner in the today session. So why the parliamentary system of the government is very important for our exam point of view? Okay, so basically the Indian framers of the Indian constitution framers adopted the parliamentary form of the government. Okay, there are two forms of the government in the world, that is parliamentary form of the government and the presidential form of the government. The presidential form of the government. Okay, so what is the difference between the parliamentary form of the government and the presidential form of the government? In the parliamentary form of the government, there is a interdependence between or collaboration between the legislative and executive. Okay, there is a interdependence between the cooperation or collaboration between the legislative and executive. Okay, you know that already. That is a government had the three important organs will be there, that is legislative, executive and judiciary. Okay, the legislative's main function is to making a laws. Okay, the legislative's the main function is to making a laws, and what is the main function of the executive? To implement the laws. Okay, to implement the laws. Now what is the function of the judiciary? The the legislative making laws are to check or to inspect the laws are the constitutional or non-constitutional. This is the main work of the judiciary. So these are the three important organs of the government. Okay, so in the parliamentary form of the government, there is a interdependence between the cooperation or collaboration between the legislative and executive. Okay, that is a legislative and executive. So what is the difference between the parliamentary form of the government and the presidential form of government? In the presidential form of the government, there is a separation of powers. Okay, there is a separation of power between the legislative and executive. Okay, there is a separation between the legislative and executive. So that is the major difference between the parliamentary form of the government and the presidential form of the government. Why Indian framers adopted the parliamentary form of the government? So the parliamentary form of the government is also called it is a British pattern. Okay, it is also called it is a British pattern or British parliamentary form of the government. That is a British pattern. The presidential form of the government is based on the what is USA model. Okay, USA model. So why the framers of the Indian Constitution adopted the parliamentary form of the government? So because the British came to India for their trade purpose in the 1600. Up to 1947, they are ruled to India. So most of the policies, their constitutional provisions are related to the what is adopted by the Indians. So that is the reason it is very very important for the to adopting the parliamentary form of the government, because of it is related to the people of India to already experienced in the so many constitutional provisions of the British India. So that is the reason the framers of the Indian Constitution adopted the parliamentary form of the government. Okay, so that is the reason this is a very important topic we will discuss in today manner. So that is very important for your both mains as well as preliminary examination. That is a very important and very biggest chapter in the Indian Constitution or Indian polity, that is the parliamentary system of the government. So what is the constitution? Okay, what is a parliament is all about? What is then parliament? Okay, the parliament is a legislative organ of the union government. Okay, the parliament is a legislative organ. It's an organ of the legislature in the central as well as in the states. Okay, the parliament is a legislative organ of the union government. It occupies preeminent and central position in the Indian democratic political system. Okay, it occupies means the parliament occupies the preeminent and central position in the Indian democratic political system due to adaptation of the parliamentary form of the government. There is adaptation of the parliamentary form of the government. So that is the reason the constitutional expert says that the parliament is a, you know that this figure. Okay, so this is the parliament figure. So it is located in the New Delhi. Okay, in the Raisin Isles. Okay, it is located in the Raisin Isles. That this building, this parliament is called Democratic Temple of Indian Democracy. Okay, that is Temple of Indian Democracy. The parliament is called the Temple of the Indian Democracy. Okay, that's a very important role takes place in the Indian development, India. So okay, so that's the reason is that it occupies the preeminent and central position in the Indian democratic political system due to the adaptation of the parliamentary form of the government. It is also known as the Westminster model of the government. Okay, the parliamentary system of the government is also called the Westminster model of the government. What is meant by Westminster? So okay, it is a place where the British Parliament is located in London. Okay, it is a place. Westminster is a place where the British Parliament is located in the London. So that is it is a Westminster model of the government. It is also called the responsible government. Okay, it is also called the responsible government. Why it is responsible? You know that already. The fundamental principle of the parliamentary form of the government is the executive is responsible to the Lok Sabha. Okay, the executive is responsible to the Lok Sabha. So it is a fundamental principle of the parliamentary form of the government. It is also called there is a cooperation and collaboration between the legislative and executive. That is the reason it is a responsible government. It is also called the British parliamentary system of the government. It is also called the Western model of the government. So okay, that is the reason it is very important topic for your both mains as well as preliminary examination. So what is the constitutional position regarding the parliamentary form of the government or parliamentary system of the India? So in Article 79 to 122, okay, so Article 79 to 122 in the part 5th, very important. Okay, so Article 79 to 122 in part 5th of the Indian Constitution deals with the organization of the Parliament, composition of the Parliament, duration of the Parliament, and offices, procedures, privileges, powers, and so on of the Parliament. So this is a very important for the constitutional status of what is the constitutional position or constitutional status of the Parliament. Okay, it talks about the Article 79 to 122 in part 5th of the Indian Constitution dealing with organization, composition, duration, officers, procedures, privileges, and powers related to the Parliament of India. The Parliament is a very it's organized. Okay, Parliament is the three important parts live there. Okay, in the Parliament there are three important kinds. Its article, okay, that is Article 79 talks about the organization or composition of the Parliament. The Parliament of India had three important kinds will be the parts will be there. That is the President of India is the first part, and second is the Lok Sabha, and third is the Rajya Sabha. So these are the three important parts including the Parliament of India. This is the Article 79 talks about the organization or composition of the or constitution of the Parliament of India, including the President of India, Lok Sabha, and Rajya Sabha. So these are the three important parts including the Parliament of India. So look at the first part, that is called President. So already I completed the chapter in the Parliament, the President, very detailed manner. I just I related what is the position of the Parliament in the President of India. Okay, the President of India is not a member of either house of the Parliament. Okay, very important. The President of India is not a member of either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, but he does not, and also he does not sit any meetings of the Parliament. Okay, the President of India is not a member of the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, and also he does not sit in the Parliament to attend its meetings, but he is an integral part of the Parliament. Okay, but he is an integral part of the Parliament. How it is integral part of the Parliament? Because For example, not example, okay, take for example, Parliament passed a bill. Okay, the Parliament passed a bill, without consent, okay, without sign of the President, the bill not becomes a law. So that is the reason he is the integral part of the Parliament. Okay, the Parliament passes a bill without the consent, without agreement, without the sign of the President, the bill cannot become a law. So that is the reason he is an integral part of the Parliament, but he is not a member of the either of the Parliament or Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Also, he does not sit any meetings or sessions of the Parliament of India, but also he is an integral part of the Parliament. That's because a bill passed by the both houses of the Parliament, but it cannot become a law without the assent of the President. He also performs the certain functions relating to the Parliament. Okay, what are the functions? That is proceedings of the Parliament. That is, he summons and he prorogues both houses and dissolves the Lok Sabha. Okay, addresses the both houses. Issues the ordinance when they are not in session and so on. So these are the functions performed by the President of India. Okay. So next is the next very important part is Rajya Sabha. Okay, Rajya Sabha. In the 1954. So before 1954, the Rajya Sabha is called the Council of States. Okay, the before 1954. There is a Rajya Sabha is also Rajya Sabha is called the Council of States. After the 1954, Council of States has renamed as a that is a Hindi term called Rajya Sabha. Okay, Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha. Okay, what is Rajya Sabha is about? It is a formal representation of the states. Okay, it is a representation of the states and union territories of the Indian Union. Okay, the Rajya Sabha represents the states as well as union territories of the Indian Union. And Rajya Sabha is also called the Council of States, Upper House, Second Chamber of the Parliament, or Houses of the Elders. Okay, so there are different names of the Rajya Sabha. That is, is also called the Council of States or Upper House, Second Chamber or House of the Elders. These are the different names for calling the Rajya Sabha. So what is the composition of the Rajya Sabha? So Article 80 talks about there is a composition of the constitution of the Rajya Sabha. Okay, the total maximum strength of the Rajya Sabha is 250. Okay, the maximum strength of the Rajya Sabha members are 250 members are there. Out of the 250 members, 238 members are represented from the states. Okay, the total strength of the Article 80 talks about there is a composition or constitution or organization of the Rajya Sabha. The total strength or maximum strength of the Rajya Sabha is 250. So out of 250, there is a 238 members are represented from the states and 12 are nominated by the President of India. Okay, 12 members are nominated by the President of India. Okay, so this is the composition of the maximum strength of the Rajya Sabha, that is 250. But at present there is a 245 members. Okay, at present the total strength of the Rajya Sabha is 245 members. Out of the 245, 229 members are from the states. Okay, 229 elected from the are represented from the states and 4 representative from the UTs, only Delhi and Puducherry. Okay, only 4 members from the UTs, only for the Delhi and Puducherry. Why and Delhi and Puducherry? Because the only two territories have a legislative assembly, not for the other union territories not having a legislative assemblies. That is the reason the 4 members, Delhi and Puducherry, from the UTs only 4 members, and 12 members nominated by the President of India. Okay, in the Rajya Sabha, 12 members are nominated by the President of India in the field of art, science, social service and literature. Very important. Okay, so these 4 fields are selected from the nominated members from 12 members from the in the Rajya Sabha is nominated by the President of India. Okay, that is the art, science, social service and literature. This is a very important fields regarding the nomination of the members of Rajya Sabha. So this is the composition of the Rajya Sabha. It is a total maximum strength is 250. At present there is a 245. Okay, 245 member present strength of the Rajya Sabha. So one more thing, in Rajya Sabha, okay, you know that there is a schedule will be there. In the fourth schedule it talks about there is a constitution deals with the allocation of the seats in the Rajya Sabha to the states and union territories. Okay, the schedule 4 is related to the Rajya Sabha. It talks about the allocation of the seats in the Rajya Sabha to the states and union territories. That is the fourth schedule. This is the fourth schedule, which talks about the allocation of seats in the Rajya Sabha to the states and union territories. This is the fourth schedule there in the Indian Constitution. So representation of the states to the Rajya Sabha. Okay, the representation of the states from Rajya Sabha. The representative of the states in the Rajya Sabha are elected by the elected members of the state legislative assembly. Okay, Rajya Sabha is not directly elected by the people, but is elected by the elected member of the legislative assemblies of the states. Okay, very important. Okay, Rajya Sabha members are not elected directly by the people, but elected by the state legislative assemblies, means MLAs. Okay, and the election is held accordance with the system of proportional representation by means of single transferable voting system. This is very important. Okay, so what is the election method of the adopting the member of Rajya Sabha? That is a system of proportional representation by means of single transferable voting system is adopted to the election of the Rajya Sabha member. Okay, and also the seats are allocated on the basis of the population. Okay, the seats are allocated to the states in the Rajya Sabha on the basis of the population, not on the there is a bigger territory as of population. Okay, on the basis of the population. For example, take Uttar Pradesh is a largest populated state in the country, but there is a 31 members are there, because the largest populated state in the India, that is Uttar Pradesh, had 31 members. For example, take Tripura, only 1 member. So this is the basis of the population. The Rajya Sabha seats are allocated on the basis of the population. Uttar Pradesh has the highest number of the seats in the Rajya Sabha, that is 31 members, and Tripura has the very less members, that is only single member in the Rajya Sabha. So it is on the basis of the population in the member of Rajya Sabha allocation of seats. And what is the union territories representation in the Rajya Sabha? The representatives of each union territory in the Rajya Sabha are indirectly elected, again also by the members of an electoral college, especially constituted for the purpose. Only 2 union territories there is a representation in the Rajya Sabha, that is Delhi and Puducherry. Have a representation in the Rajya Sabha because the Delhi and Puducherry have only 2 union territories have a legislative assemblies, and not for the other union territories does not have a legislative assemblies. That is the reason in the representation of the union territories only Delhi and Puducherry. So very important. Okay, Delhi and Puducherry, not for the other union territories. So come to the third part of the parliament, that is Lok Sabha. Okay, so this is also very important part of parliamentary system of the government, in the parliament. So in the 1954 again, so before 1954 the Lok Sabha is called the House of the People. Okay, House of the People. Before 1954 the Lok Sabha is called as House of the People. After the 1954 the parliament make the Hindi name called Lok Sabha. Okay, Lok Sabha. Lok means the country, Sabha means assembly, okay, or council. That is Rajya Sabha means here Rajya means state and Sabha means the council or assembly. Lok means the people of the country. Okay, that is the reason it's a House of the People. After the 1954 parliament make a Hindi name called, there is a Lok Sabha. Okay, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in the council of states, and it represents the people of India all. Okay, the Lok Sabha represents the people of India as a whole, but in the Rajya Sabha only it is the council of the states. It represents the states as well as union territories in the Indian country, India. Okay, it is also called the lower house. It is also called the first chamber of the parliament. It is also called the popular house. It is also called the younger house. These are the different names of the Lok Sabha. That is a lower house or House of the People or first chamber or popular house or younger house. These are the different names of the Lok Sabha. So what is the composition of the Lok Sabha? So Article 81 is talks about there is a composition or constitution or organization of the Lok Sabha. Okay, Article 81 is talks about the composition of the Lok Sabha or constitution of the Lok Sabha. The maximum strength of the Lok Sabha is 552. Okay, there is a maximum strength of the Lok Sabha or House of the People is 552. Out of the 552, there is a 530 members are elected by the states and 20 members are elected from the union territories, especially again Delhi and Puducherry. Okay, Delhi and Puducherry, and two nominate members nominated by the President of India, that is Anglo-Indian community. Okay, Anglo-Indian communities. Okay, not in the Delhi and Puducherry. Okay, there is all units are represented by the in the Lok Sabha. Okay, not only two territories, that is all union territories. Okay, at present there is a 545 members is the total strength of the Lok Sabha. In the 545 members, there is a 530 members from the representative of the states and 13 from the union territories, and 2 members are nominated by the President of India, that is belongs to Anglo-Indian community. Okay, the 2 members are nominated by the President of India, and that is belongs to the Anglo-Indian community. Okay, so this is the composition of the Lok Sabha under Article 81 of the Indian Constitution. So again, in the Lok Sabha there is a representation of the states. Okay, there is a representation of the states in the Lok Sabha. The representation of the states in the Lok Sabha directly elected by the people from the territorial constituencies. Very important in the states. In the Rajya Sabha on the basis of the population, but in the Lok Sabha there is a from the territorial constituency in the states. The election is based on the principle of universal adult franchise. Very important. In the Rajya Sabha, the election is based on the population, but in the Lok Sabha, the election is based on the principle universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise. What is meant by universal adult franchise? Okay, every Indian citizen who is above the 18 years of age, okay, who is not disqualified under the provision of the constitution or any eligible to vote at such elections, means universal adult franchise is nothing but anybody of the Indian citizen who above the 18 years of age is eligible to the voting, power of the voting. Okay, that is called principle as a universal adult franchise. The voting age was reduced from 21 to 18. Okay, present the voting age is 18 years by the 61st Constitutional Amendment Act of the 1988. Very important. Okay, the voting age was reduced from the 21 to 18 years. Okay, 21 to 18 years from years by the 61st Constitutional Amendment Act of the 1988. So this is the representation from the states. The election is based on the principle of universal adult franchise. Okay, and the representation of the union territories in the Lok Sabha. The Constitution has empowered to Parliament to prescribe the manner of choosing the representative of the union territories in the Lok Sabha. Okay, in the union territories representation, the Constitution has empowered the Parliament to prescribe the manner of choosing the representative of the union territories in the Lok Sabha. And also third category, that is nominated members. The President can nominate 2 members from the Anglo-Indian community if the community is not adequately represented in the Lok Sabha. Sometimes there is no Anglo-Indian communities available in the Lok Sabha, and originally this provision was operated till 1960. Okay, but has been extended till the 2020 by the 95th Amendment Act of the 2009. Okay, there is a original constitution only the Anglo-Indian community represent up to 1960, but the 95th Amendment Act of the 2009 made extended the to 1962. There is a up to 2020. Okay, 2020. Duration of the 2 houses of the Parliament. Okay, so Article 83 talks about there is a duration of the 2 houses of the Parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So first you have looked at the duration of the Rajya Sabha. Okay, Rajya Sabha is also called the Council of States. The Rajya Sabha is a continuing chamber. Okay, the period of the Rajya Sabha, it is a continuing chamber, that is it is a permanent body. Okay, the Rajya Sabha is a continuing chamber, it is a permanent body, not subject to the dissolution. Okay, the Rajya Sabha cannot be dissolved. Okay, it is a continuing chamber, or it is a permanent chamber or a permanent body, and 1/3 of its members, very important. Okay, 1/3 of its members retire every second year. Okay, very important. The duration of the Rajya Sabha is Rajya Sabha is a continuing chamber, it is a permanent body, not subject to the dissolution. There is no dissolution in the Rajya Sabha, and 1/3 of its members retire every second years. every second years, one third of members, one third of the Rajya Sabha total members is retired from their seats, and also their seats are filled up by the fresh elections and presidential nomination at the beginning of every third year. Every third year, the fresh elections and the president nominated the members of the Rajya Sabha. Then every third year and every second year, one third of its members are retired. Okay, and the retiring members are eligible for re-election and renomination of any number of the times. Okay, very important. The retired members of the Rajya Sabha, nominated members of the Rajya Sabha retired. That time he also eligible for the re-election or re-nomination process. Okay, there is no restriction for the particular time, and the constitution has not fixed the term of the office of the members of the Rajya Sabha left to the parliament. Very important. So this question, this point is asked in so many examination. What is the duration of the member of the Rajya Sabha? Okay, the constitution not fixed by the term of the office of the Rajya Sabha member, but is left to the parliament. Okay, the parliament decides what is the term of the member of Rajya Sabha, not by the Indian constitution. Okay, the parliament in the representation of the People's Act of 1951, very important. Okay, the representation of the People's Act of 1951, according to the parliament, there is a representation of the People's Act of 1958, provided that the term of the office of the member shall be 6 years. Okay, the constitution not fixed by the term of the Rajya Sabha, but parliament, under the parliament there is a representation of People's Act of 1951 is fixed. The term of the Rajya Sabha is 6 years. Okay, 6 years, not by the constitution, only by the parliament under the representation of the People's Act of 1951 made the term of the Rajya Sabha member is 6 years. Okay, so next is the duration of the Lok Sabha. Okay, the term of the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha is not a continuing chamber like the Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha is a continuing chamber or permanent body, not subject to the dissolution. But in the Lok Sabha, it is not a continuing chamber. The normal term is 5 years. Okay, the term of the Lok Sabha is 5 years from the date it enters. First meeting after the general elections. Whenever the first meeting takes place in the Lok Sabha, that is the first day of the first day of the Lok Sabha up to 5 years. Okay, that day to 5 years. After that, the Lok Sabha will be dissolved. So automatically dissolves, and the president is the authorized to dissolve the Lok Sabha. The president has power to dissolve the Lok Sabha at any time, even before the completion of the 5 years, and this cannot be challenged in any court of the law. This is the very important power of the President of India. The President is authorized to dissolve the Lok Sabha at any point of time, even before completion of the 5 years, and this cannot be, this process cannot be challenged in any court of law. At any time, even before the completion of the 5 years, not exactly, but it is only there is a lose of the majority in the Lok Sabha. Okay, the ruling party lose in the majority power in the Lok Sabha. That time the president has power to dissolve the Lok Sabha at any time. So this process cannot be challenged in any court of the law. The term of the Lok Sabha can be extended during the emergency period. Very important. Okay, the term of the Lok Sabha extended during the period of the national emergency. Okay, under Article 352. The Parliament's term is extended up to 1 year. Okay, up to 1 year at a time for length of the time, and the extension cannot be continued beyond the period of 6 months after the emergency has ceased to be operated. Whenever the emergency will be withdrawn, only up to the 6 months will be continued. After that, it will be removed by the President of India. Okay, so that is the duration of the Lok Sabha. Extension is up to only 1 year, only on the on the time of the period of the national emergency under Article 352. Okay, so Article 84 is talks about the qualification of the members of the Parliament. Okay, some of the qualification regarding the Parliament of India, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha memberships. What are the qualification needed for the person become a member of the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha? whoever became the members of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, he should be the citizen of India. Okay, he should be citizen of India, and he must take and subscribe the oath or affirmation before the person authorized by the election commission for this purpose. Whenever the person should be elected as a member of the parliament, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, he should be subscribe the oaths or affirmation from the President of India. It is necessary for the election commission for this purpose, and he must be not less than 30 years of the age in the case of the Rajya Sabha. Whoever contesting the election, their age should be not less than 30 years, okay, and not less than 35 years in the age of the Lok Sabha. Okay, whoever contesting the election of the Lok Sabha, not less than age should be not less than the 25 years. Okay, this is the age regarding the member of the parliament. In Rajya Sabha, not less than the 30 years, and in the Lok Sabha, not less than the 25 years. And okay, he must possess the other qualification prescribed by the parliament. Some qualification made by the parliament. These qualification also qualified by the member of the parliament. And disqualifications of the member of the parliament. So article 102, okay, 102 is talks about the disqualification of the member of the parliament. So what points leads to disqualification of the member? If he holds any office of profit under the union or state government, whoever he holds, okay, whoever the member holds the office of profit under the union or state government, that time the member has a disqualified. And also if he have unsound mind, okay, unsound means there is a mentally retarded, unsound means there is a physically not fit or mentally is not good, that person, and also stands to declared by the court, that time also disqualified by the member of the parliament. And also if he is undischarged insolvent. What is meant by undischarged insolvent? For example, the member taking a loan in the banks, that time he is not able to fulfill the discharge the amount of the money bank, that time he also disqualified from the member of the parliament. And if he is not a citizen of India or has voluntarily acquired the citizenship of the foreign state or under any acknowledgement of the origins of a foreign state, that time also the person disqualified from the parliament. Okay, means for example, a person is a citizen of India, he is also MP of the member of the parliament. Whenever after that he occupy there is a American citizen, that time automatically they lost their membership of the parliament. And also he is also disqualified under the any law made by the Parliament of India. Okay, so these are the points to disqualify the member of the parliaments. And the presiding officer of the parliament. So this is very important. The presiding officer means the chairman of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, or deputy, okay, speaker in the Lok Sabha and chairman in the Rajya Sabha. So first you will look at the speaker of the Lok Sabha. So article 93 talks about the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha, that is the speaker of the Lok Sabha. He is the very important role taken by the speaker in the Lok Sabha, and ex officio chairman in the Rajya Sabha, deputy chairman in the Rajya Sabha. Okay, he is highest officer or highest authority in the house of the parliament, that is in the Lok Sabha. That is called speaker of Lok Sabha. The present speaker is Sumitra Mahajan. Okay, in the Lok Sabha, Sumitra Mahajan is the speaker of our present Lok Sabha, that is 16th Lok Sabha. Okay, what is the election process and the tenure of the speaker of the Lok Sabha? The speaker is elected by the Lok Sabha from the amongst its members. Okay, very important. The speaker cannot be as a outside member. He is among the members elected as a speaker of the Lok Sabha, and the date of election of the speaker is fixed by the president. Very important. The date of the election of the speaker is okay, fixed by the president of India. Okay, very important for your PT exam, PT point of view. Okay, that is the election date of the election of the speaker is announced by the or fixed by the president of India. Okay, and role and powers, functions of the speaker of the Lok Sabha. Okay, role, powers and functions of the speaker of Lok Sabha. What are the powers, roles or functions of the regarding the speaker of the Lok Sabha? The speaker is the head of the Lok Sabha. Okay, very important role taken by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. He is the head of the Lok Sabha and its representatives. Okay, he is the guardian of the House of the Parliament, means Lok Sabha. Okay, Speaker is the guardian of the Lok Sabha, and that is the reason it is the head of the Lok Sabha as well as he is the head of its representatives. He is the guardians of powers and privileges of the members and the houses as a whole and its committees. He is a guardian of the powers and privileges of the members as well as house and whole and its committees, and he is the principal spokesperson of the house. Okay, he is the principal spokesperson of the house in the Lok Sabha, and his decision in all parliamentary matters are final. Very important power. Okay, the Speaker of the Lok Sabha is the principal spokesperson in the house, and his decision in all parliamentary matters are finals. Okay, final. And also in this much more than merely the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. Okay, he is also acting as a very like president of the in the house. And the Speaker of the Lok Sabha derives his powers and duties from three sources. One from the Constitution of India, and second is the rules of procedures and conduct of the business of the Lok Sabha, and third one is the parliamentary conventions. What are the provisions? What are the powers are taken from the Lok Sabha? That is in the Speaker, that is Constitution of India, rules of procedure and conduct of business of Lok Sabha, and the parliamentary conventions. These sources or powers will be taken by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. And other powers of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, that is he maintains the order and decorum in the house of the conducting its business and regulating its proceedings. Okay, he maintains the order and decorum in the houses for conducting its businesses and regulating its proceedings. And this is the primary responsibility, and this is the final power in this regard. Okay, whoever the maintenance of order, decorum and conducting the business is the highest authority in the highest power in the hands of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, and also he is the final interpreter of the provisions of the Constitution of India, again the rules of procedure of conduct the business of the Lok Sabha, and the parliamentary precedents within the house. So these powers are taken under the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. And also he adjourn the house. Okay, he adjourn the house or suspend the house. Adjourn means suspend the house meeting in absence of the quorum. Okay, what is quorum? And I will tell the next slide. That's what is quorum. Okay, he adjourns the house or suspend the meeting or in absence of the quorum, means 1/10 of the 10% of the members should be present. That is called quorum. Okay, the quorum to constitute a meeting house 1/10 of the total strength of the house. The quorum means whenever the session will takes place, that time the must and should 1/10 of the members present in the house. That time the session will be continued. Otherwise, the Speaker has power to adjourn or suspend the meeting of the session of the Parliament or Lok Sabha. Okay, and he does not vote. The President does not vote in the first instances at any time in the house, but he can exercise the casting vote. Okay, the Speaker of the Lok Sabha cannot vote in the first instances any dispute regarding the house's bill of the Parliament, but he can exercise the casting vote. What is meant by casting vote? Okay, so whenever there is a tie between the both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, that time the Speaker has power to vote. That is called the casting vote. Whenever in the case of the tie, the President has power to voting. That is called casting vote, to resolve the deadlock between the two houses of the Parliament regarding the particular bill. And in other words, only when the houses is divided equally on any question, the Speaker is entitled to vote. Such vote is called the casting vote. The purpose is to resolve the deadlock between the two houses of the Parliament. That is called casting vote. The casting vote in the hands of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. So other powers, and also he presides over a joint sitting of the two houses of the Parliament. Very important. Okay, so whenever there is a deadlock between the two houses of the Parliament, the President to call the joint sitting of the Parliament. The joint sitting of the Parliament is headed by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. This is a very important power of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Okay, whenever there is a deadlock between the two houses of the Parliament, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, that time the President has called the joint sitting of the Parliament. The joint sitting of the Parliament is presided by or chaired by the Lok Sabha, Speaker of the Lok Sabha. This is very important. And such sitting summoned by the President to settle deadlock between the two houses of the Parliament on a particular bill. Okay, and he can allow a secret sitting of the houses at the request of the leader of the house. Okay, also power to secret sitting of the house whenever there is a request of the leader of the house. For example, in the state legislature, that is the CM, in the central government, that is the PM. A request of the PM or CM in the state legislature. That time, the president, speaker has power to secret sitting of the house. And also, when the house sits a secret, no stranger can be present in the chamber. Okay, no stranger will be present in the chamber and lobby or galleries except with the permission of the speaker. Whoever enter into the house of the parliament, especially Lok Sabha, that time the permission of the speaker is necessary for the secret sitting, the time of the secret sitting. And also he decides whether a bill is a money bill or not. Very important power of the speaker of the Lok Sabha. So article 110 is talks about there is a money bill. What is money bill and what is the provisions regarding the money bill? The bill is a money bill or not is decided by the speaker of the Lok Sabha, and its decision is final. Okay, cannot go to any court of the law. That is, his decision is final on this question of the money bill. And when a money bill is transmitted to the Rajya Sabha for the recommendation and present to the president for assent, the speaker endorses on bill certificates that is a money bill. Okay, whenever the decision of the speaker of the Lok Sabha regarding it is a money bill, that is final. There is no question in any court of the law. And next is the deputy speaker of the Lok Sabha. Whenever the speaker is no absence of the speaker, that time the deputy speaker of the Lok Sabha takes place the presiding the house of the Lok Sabha. Okay, the deputy speaker is also elected by the Lok Sabha itself from the amongst its members also. Same. Okay, the process of the election of the speaker and deputy speaker is same. He is elected from the amongst its members. He is elected after the election of the speaker has taken place. Okay, the speaker of the Lok Sabha is elected. After that, the deputy speaker of the Lok Sabha is elected. Okay, the date of the election of the deputy speaker is fixed by the speaker. Very important. Okay, the election of the speaker of the Lok Sabha is fixed by the president of India. The deputy speaker election is fixed by the speaker. Okay, speaker. Whenever the office of the deputy speaker is fall vacant, the Lok Sabha elects another member fill the vacancy. Okay, here that is a speaker of the Lok Sabha. In below, that is a deputy speaker of Lok Sabha. There is a fill of the deputy speaker also. That time another person will be elected as that is a speaker of the Lok Sabha. Okay, so this is the process, and the election of the speaker is fixed by the president. The election of the deputy speaker is fixed by the speaker. Okay, so this is the process regarding the deputy speaker of the Lok Sabha. And next is very important, the speaker pro tem speaker. Okay, next is very important terminology, that is a speaker pro tem speaker. Okay, it is important for your preliminary examination. Okay, that is what is meant by pro tem speaker. The speaker of the last Lok Sabha vacates his office immediately before the post meeting newly elected Lok Sabha. Okay, so for example, this is the 15th Lok Sabha is there. Okay, 15th Lok Sabha is elected by the otherwise 16th Lok Sabha. Is the speaker of the Lok Sabha is Sumitra Mahajan. So whenever the 17th Lok Sabha is elected, after at that time the president has power to appoint a speaker. What is this? The president appoints the member of the Lok Sabha as a speaker of the pro tem. He is the senior most member is elected from this. Otherwise, for example, he is a new speaker. He is elected by the president of India on the senior most member of the that house. That is called pro tem speaker. The president himself administers the oath of the speaker for the pro tem. Very important. The pro tem speakers the oath is administered by the president of India, and the pro tem speaker has all the powers of the speakers. Okay, he is having all the powers equal to the speaker of the Lok Sabha. That is equal to that is a pro tem speaker, and he presides over the first sitting of the newly elected Lok Sabha. Who is the first sitting of the newly elected Lok Sabha? That is called pro tem speaker, and his main duty is to administer the oath of the new members, and it also enables the house to elect the new speakers. Okay, these are the important functions of the pro tem speaker. That is, he is administers the oath of the new members, and also he enables House to elect the new speaker. Okay, these are the important powers and functions of the pro tem speaker. And next is, so article 92 is talks about there is a chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so article 92 under the Indian Constitution is talks about the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. The presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha is also known as the chairman. Okay, the presiding officer in the in the Lok Sabha called speaker, but in the Rajya Sabha the presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha is called the chairman of the Rajya Sabha, and vice president of India is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Very important. Okay, the vice president of India is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Whenever session be there in the Rajya Sabha, presided by the vice president of India. For example, okay, that is the 16th Lok Sabha, or vice president Venkaiah Naidu. Okay, Venkaiah Naidu is a ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so that is example. And any period when the vice president acts as the president, that time discharges the functions of the president, he does not perform his duties of the office of the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so whenever the vacant of the president of India, that time the vice president acts as the president of India. That time the vice president cannot perform the duties of the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Okay, this is a very important points regarding the vice president of India or chairman of the Rajya Sabha. The chairman of the Rajya Sabha can be removed from his office only if he is removed from the office of the vice president. Very important. Okay, the chairman of the Rajya Sabha can be removed from his office, means Rajya Sabha, but he is removed from the office of the vice president also. Whenever vacant of the vice president, as well as that time as also vacant the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Not only the single function will be, single authority office will be removed, that time is not complete removal of the vice president of India. Whenever the office of the vice president is removed, that time also removal of the chairman of the Rajya Sabha, ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. And also, as a presiding officer, the powers and functions of the chairman in the Rajya Sabha are similar to those speaker of the Lok Sabha. Okay, the powers, functions are related to the House, that is equal to the speaker equal to, that is a chairman of the Rajya Sabha and speaker of the Lok Sabha. All powers and functions are equal in the both houses of the parliament. In the particular houses, then Rajya Sabha, chairman of the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. In the Lok Sabha, that is a speaker of the house. And also the speaker has two special powers. Okay, the speaker means in the Lok Sabha speaker has two special powers, but which are not applicable to the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Okay, there is two separate powers will be there. So those two powers are not applicable, not able to function the two powers of the Rajya Sabha members. What are the two powers? The speaker decides whether bill is a money bill or not, and if the decision is in this question is final. Okay, the bill is decided by is a money bill or not. That is a power of the speaker of the Lok Sabha, but this power is not there in the speaker, chairman of the Rajya Sabha. And also another power, the speaker presides the joint sitting of the two houses of the parliament. Whenever a deadlock between the two houses of the parliament in a particular bill, that time the president has called to call a joint sitting of the parliament. That time the joint sitting of the houses is presided by chaired by headed by the speaker of the Lok Sabha, not by the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. So this is the two important powers of the speaker of the Lok Sabha. These powers not in the hands of the Rajya Sabha, speaker chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Okay. So next is deputy chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Okay, the deputy chairman is elected by the Rajya Sabha itself from among its members. Okay, same. It is also similar to the Lok Sabha also. Lok Sabha in the deputy chairman of the deputy speaker of the Lok Sabha, that is elected from amongst its members. Whenever the office of the deputy chairman vacant, Rajya Sabha elects another member to fill the vacancy. Okay, so this is also similar to the deputy speaker of the Lok Sabha in the both houses of the parliament. And next is sessions of the parliament. Okay, so article 85 talks about there is a sessions of the parliament. Okay, first you have to see what is the session, how many sessions are there in the parliament. The president from time to time summons. Summon means call to attend to start a sessions. That is nothing but that is summoning. Okay, summons means to call the president to attend the sessions. That is nothing but a summons. The president from time to time summons each house of the parliament, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, to meet but the maximum gap between the two sessions of the parliament cannot be more than 6 months. Very, very important. Okay, there is the maximum gap between the two sessions of the parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, cannot be more than 6 months. Within 6 months, the parliament can to make a session on the particular time period. And also, the parliament should meet at least twice in a year. It's a mandatory to parliament as meet at least twice in a year, because of there is a 6 months means 12 months 1 year. That is mandate to there is a twice sitting will be there in the parliament. That is, there are 3 sessions will be takes place in the year. Okay. Once again, the parliament, the president has power to summons the houses of the parliament to meet, but the maximum gap between the two sessions of the parliament cannot be more than the 6 months. Okay, the parliament should meet at least twice in a year, and usually there are 3 sessions will be held in the Indian parliamentary system of the government. There are 3 sessions. Okay, what are the 3 sessions? That is a budget session. It is from February to May. Okay, recently the 16th Lok Sabha held by that is a BJP Modi headed government. That is a budget session. That is a interim budget. Okay, announced by let's make a interim budget in the 1st February of the 2019. That is a budget session, and next session is the monsoon session. Okay, it takes place in July to September, and 3rd session is the winter session. That is November to December. Okay, so these are the important sessions of the parliament. That is the budget session in February to May, the monsoon session July to September, and the winter session November to December. These are the 3 important sessions are called by the President of India. So next, the important tools of the parliamentary system. Our tools are devices. Tools are devices of the parliament. So first is adjournment. What is meant by adjournment? A sitting of the parliament can terminated or to ended or to close to ended by adjournment or adjournment sign, die or prorogation or dissolution in the Lok Sabha. An adjournment suspends the work in a sitting for a specified time, which may be hours or days or weeks. Okay, what is meant by adjournment? The sitting of the parliament can be terminated by the nothing, that is called adjournment. Okay, for example, today's session will be there, today parliament session will be there. So started from 11 to 12. Okay, 11 to 5 is there. That time some dispute will be there in the houses. That time the speaker has adjourned the houses for 12 to 1 o'clock. 12 to 1, that is called adjournment. The sitting of the parliament can be terminated, means ended by the adjournment or adjournment sign. Okay, this is different. Or prorogation or dissolution. These words are same as well as. Okay, these are related to the adjournment or termination of the houses. But there is no specific time limit there. Okay, there is a specific time limit there. In adjournment suspense work of sitting is specified time is there. Whenever the speaker adjournment of the house, there is a specific time, maybe hours, maybe days or weeks. Okay, next is adjournment sign die. Okay, next is adjournment sign die. It is also part of the adjournment. The adjournment sign die means terminating the sitting of the parliament for an indefinite period. Okay, in the adjournment time there is a specific time will be there for the adjournment time, but in the adjournment sign die there is no specific time, maybe month or 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, there is no time period is there. But in the adjournment there is specific time, for example 1 hour or 1 day or 1 week also there. But in the adjournment sign day there is no specific time prescribed by the speaker of the Lok Sabha. That is called adjournment sign die. And next is prorogation. Okay, what is meant by prorogation is all about. The presiding officer or speaker in the Lok Sabha or chairman of the Rajya Sabha declares house adjourned sign die when the business of the session is completed. Okay, within the next few days the president issues a notification of the prorogation of the session. However, the president can also prorogate the house while in session. This is also a type of the adjournment. Okay, so whenever the ends the parliament session of the parliament, that time the speaker has the president has also prorogated the house of the parliament in the both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And next is dissolution. Dissolution. What is meant by dissolution? The Rajya Sabha being a permanent house cannot be subject to dissolution. Only it is the term is related to the Lok Sabha, not to the Rajya Sabha. Okay, the dissolution only related to the Lok Sabha, not for the Rajya Sabha. Okay, very so please note that the dissolution term is only applicable to the Lok Sabha, not to the Rajya Sabha, because Rajya Sabha is a permanent house or permanent body, not subject to the dissolution. It is only applicable to the Lok Sabha. Okay, for the subject of dissolution. The dissolution ends the very life of the existing house. Whenever the dissolution takes place, that time the house of the parliament, the Lok Sabha, ends their life, and new house is constituted after the general elections are held. Okay, for example, 16th Lok Sabha is dissolved by the President of India, so cannot continue the 16th, again come to the, there is a 17th Lok Sabha, not by the 16th Lok. Whenever the dissolution takes place regarding the 16th Lok Sabha, that time period will be ended, and there is a next 17th Lok Sabha came into picture in the Indian government system. Okay, that is not enter the, there is a re-enter the 16th Lok Sabha whenever the dissolution takes place. And the dissolution of the Lok Sabha may takes place either of two ways. Okay, for one time the automatic dissolution, that is on expiry of the tenure of 5 years of the terms extended during the national emergency. Okay, the dissolution takes place of the Lok Sabha in the two ways. One is automatic dissolution, because of there is a take 16th Lok Sabha up to time is March is there. Up to March, April there is a dissolution of the Lok Sabha, automatic dissolution will come into picture. Or sometime there is a expiry of the tenure also there, and sometime extended also there in the period of the national emergency under Article 352. Whenever national emergency is there in the particular period of the country, that time the extension of the Lok Sabha period, that time there is a no dissolution takes place. And also the president decides the dissolve of the house, which authorized it to do. Once the Lok Sabha is dissolved before the completion of the normal tenure, the dissolution is revocable. Okay, so once the Lok Sabha is dissolved before completion of his normal tenure, the dissolution is again revocable. And whenever Lok Sabha there is the ruling party loses their majority, that time also the president has power to dissolution of the houses. Okay, so this is regarding the dissolution of the houses. And very important, lapsing bills. Whenever the dissolution takes place in the house of the parliament, especially Lok Sabha, that time there is a what is the functions of the bill. Okay, a bill pending in the Lok Sabha. Okay, for example, you know that bill is passed by the both houses, parliament, so Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. After that, consent of the President of India, that time a bill become a law. Okay, this is the process of the formation of the bill. Okay, the bill formed by the house, any house of the parliament, the bill is passed by the both house of the parliament, that is a Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. After that is sent to the president for the consent. The president is consented to the bill becomes a law. Up to that time the bill is not becoming a law. Okay, so this is the process of making a bill. The bill pending in the Lok Sabha lapses whether originating in the Lok Sabha. Okay, for example, take the bill is, okay, example, here one bill is there, this is originated in the Lok Sabha. Okay, this is originated in the Lok Sabha, and that time, for example, last session will be there in the parliament, that time the Lok Sabha is dissolution will be there, that time the bill pending in the Lok Sabha lapses whether originating in the Lok Sabha and transmitted to the Rajya Sabha. Okay, what is the meaning of this sentence? The bill is originated in the Lok Sabha and passed to the Rajya Sabha. Whenever the Lok Sabha is dissolved, that time the bill is lapses. Okay, the Lok Sabha originating bill always lapses. And next is the bill passed by the Lok Sabha and put pending in the Rajya Sabha also lapses. Same is there. The bill is not passed by the two houses due to disagreement, and if the president has notified the holding of joint sitting before the dissolution of the Lok Sabha, does not lapse. Okay, for example, one particular bill is there. This bill is regarding the very dispute between the both houses of the parliament. That time the bill is moved to the president of India for the joint sitting. Okay, that time the Lok Sabha is dissolved. That time the bill is not lapses. That is another bill. And the bill pending in the Rajya Sabha but not passed by the Lok Sabha does not lapses. Okay, means whenever the Rajya Sabha make a bill originally in the Rajya Sabha bill, that is passed to the Lok Sabha, and that time the Lok Sabha dissolution will be there, that time the bill is not lapses, does not lapses. and the bill passed by the both houses put pending assent of the president does not lapses. Okay, here means the bill passed by the both houses of the parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and sent to the assent of the president, that bill is also not lapses. And the bill passed by the both houses but returned by the president for the reconsideration of the houses also lapses. Does not lapses. Again means the bill is passed by the both houses of the parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and sent to the assent of the president. Again the president is what a reconsideration, again sent to the return to the bill, that bill is not lapsed. Okay, these are the lapsing of the bill regarding the houses of the parliament, means that is a dissolution of the houses, dissolution of the Lok Sabha, that time which bill is lapses or which bill is not lapses. This is very important for PT. Okay, so please look at once again. So next is quorum. Okay, the quorum is nothing but the minimum number of members required to present in the house of the parliament, means their affairs of the parliament. Okay, the quorum is nothing but the minimum number of the members required to present in the houses before transact any business. So whenever session will be there, that time at least 10% of minimum number of the members presented in the houses, that time the parliamentary action transaction will be continued. Otherwise the quorum the parliament is, the session will be adjourned, and its meaning is 1/10 of the total members of the total number of the members in each house including the presiding officer. Okay, whenever the parliamentary session will be there, that time at least 1/10 of the total number of members in each houses in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha including the presiding officer, that time the transaction of the business in the houses will be continued. Otherwise there is an adjournment of the there is an announcement of the adjournment by the presiding officer or the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. It means that there must be at least 55 members in the Lok Sabha, means 552 members are there, that is a 1/10 means there is a 55 members, and in the Lok Sabha there is a 250 members are there, that is a 25 members. At least 55 members in the Lok Sabha and 25 members in the Rajya Sabha attend the business of the session of the house. That time the business will be continued. Otherwise the president, the speaker of the Lok Sabha or chairman of the Rajya Sabha is adjourned by the session or houses. There is no quorum during the meeting of the houses. It is a duty of the presiding officer, speaker in the Lok Sabha, chairman of the Rajya Sabha, suspend the meeting until there is a quorum will be required. Quorum will be fulfilled. So that is regarding the quorum. So next is very important terminology, that is a lame duck session. Lame duck session. What is meant by lame duck session? The last session of the existing Lok Sabha after the new Lok Sabha has been elected, those members of the existing Lok Sabha who could not get a re-elected of the new Lok Sabha called the lame ducks. What is mean? For example, take this is the present, there is a 16th Lok Sabha is there. For example, Modi is there. Modi is an MP of the 16th Lok Sabha. Then after that there is a 17th Lok Sabha will be there. That time Modi is not continued. Modi is not continued. That is called lame duck session. Otherwise Modi is continued. It is not a lame duck session. Clear? The last session of the existing Lok Sabha after a new Lok Sabha has been elected, those members, means there is a 16th Lok Sabha members existing the Lok Sabha who could not get re-elected to the new Lok Sabha are called the lame duck session. That is called lame duck sessions. So other devices of the parliamentary proceedings. Some of the devices of the parliamentary proceedings. So first you have to look at the question hours. Very important. This is very important for a PT examination point of view. The post hour of every parliamentary sitting is slotted for this. Whenever there is a session will be there in the parliament, the first hour will be allocated to the question hour. So during this time, the members ask the questions and ministers usually give the answers. Whenever the question hour takes place in the houses of the parliament, that time the members ask the question and the ministers usually give the answers. For example, Rahul Gandhi asks the questions to the Prakash Javadekar. He is give the answer to the members. That is a question hour. There are three kinds of the questions in the to asking the parliamentary proceeding. They are starred questions, unstalled questions and short note questions. Okay, there are three kinds of questions are asked in the parliamentary form of the parliamentary sessions proceedings. They are stalled questions, unstalled questions and short notice questions. What is meant by stalled questions? Okay, so requires an oral answer and hence supplementary questions can follow. Okay, so this is through the oral there is a written format will be there. The questions are in the oral formation and hence supplementary questions can also follow this stalled question. And next is unstalled question. What is meant by unstalled question is all about. In the other hand, the requires the written answer and hence supplementary question cannot be followed. So he asking the question to the members to the minister. That time the minister give the answer in the written format and there is no supplementary question in the unstalled question. Okay, and in short notice question, one that asked by the giving a notice to less than 10 days. Okay, the member is asked the question in the to the notice. Not less than the 10 days. The answer is also by the orally. That is called short notice questions. These are the three kinds of the questions are asked in the parliamentary proceeding. That is stalled questions, unstalled questions, and short notice questions. And next is 0 hour. Okay, 0 hour, very important for PT examination. Okay, sometimes asking what is meant by 0 hour. Okay, it is the informal device available to the members of the parliament to raise matters without any prior notice. Okay, this is very important. It is an informal device. It's not a formal device. It is an informal device available to the houses of the parliament to raise the members without any prior notice. For example, here member is there, minister is there. So whenever member is asking the question to the minister, that time there is a prior notice required for the asking the question. But in the 0 hour session, there is a no requirement prior notice for the minister of the particular government. So that is the reason it is an informal device available to the members of the parliament to raise matters or questions without any prior notice. The 0 hour starts immediately after the question hour and last agenda is further taken off. So whenever the question hour takes place, after that there is a 0 hour immediately after the question hour. And also there is a time gap between the question hour and agenda is called the 0 hour. Okay, the definition of the 0 hour is when the time gap between the first is question hour will be there, question hour. After that there is a agenda. In the middle is called the question hour. So 0 hour. Okay, the time gap between the question hour and agenda is known as the 0 hour. It is an Indian innovation. Okay, the 0 hour is not there in the any parliamentary tool is not used in the any parliamentary form of the government or any parliamentary proceedings in the other rest of the world. It is a innovation. 0 hour is the innovation of the Indian parliamentary innovation in the field of the parliamentary proceedings. It has been existence in the up to 1962. Okay, since 1962 it is a Indian innovation. Okay, so this is regarding the parliament and their composition: Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Speaker, Deputy Speaker, Chairman or ex-Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, Deputy Speaker of the Rajya Sabha, and their procedures and devices regarding the parliamentary proceedings, question hour, 0 hour. So these are the concepts are related to the parliamentary form of the government or parliamentary form of the India. So okay, these are the concepts are very important for your both preliminary and mains examination point of view. So once again look once again the video. Thank you once again. All the best.